Hey Sammie, how's it going?
Hi, I'm very well, thanks. How are you?
I'm great, thank you. So welcome to You Country, the country music show that's all about you, kinda. We are just sort of suffering the day after the busiest night of the year so far, Valentine's Day. How's it been for you this week?
It's been pretty busy. I've been played on radio. I've been sending emails to other radio stations. Got to play on Canadian radio.
Nice.
One in Sweden, and had a great review. So this week has been pretty busy for me, but all fun.
So you're buzzing, completely buzzing.
Absolutely buzzing. I feel like I've drank about 3 glasses of champagne.
But you haven't drunk anything.
I haven't actually drank anything. I should actually go and get a glass of champagne and drink it because it's been fantastic. But the feedback's been incredible.
Good stuff. So we're going to talk about your music anyway. So you left music for sort of 15 years doing your work. What brought you back into music, and especially country music? And of course the question of what makes you country.
Makes me country. So I came back after 15 years in Australia because my family all live in Wales and I missed my mum and I wanted to come home. I felt after 15 years it was time to come back. And when COVID hit, I had just gone to a guitar instructor for a few lessons. I had about 10 lessons. He's in a band called Fika, I think. And then COVID struck, and so I taught myself to play guitar. And then about 2 years ago, I decided I really wanted to learn to fingerpick, so I taught myself to fingerpick, kind of badly, but I try. And in that period of COVID, I wrote lots of songs. I'd written songs in my 20s, but sort of had the break, and then came back to it, and I'm just a country music, so it was kind of quite an easy transition. And I think in terms of what makes me country, it's how I grew up. I was raised on farm country in Wales, and I've got uncles and aunts, and all the men used to go out and shear the sheep and milk the cows, ride the horses, and then they'd come inside and play John Denver.
Oh, nice.
American Pie, James Taylor. So my very early influences were those guys, Fleetwood Mac. So I grew up listening to that. So that's probably what makes me very country. Raised in the country, and I'm a country girl. Ride horses and everything.
Well, you can't ask for more than that, can you? So we're going to quickly, just for the Spotify version of the show, I've asked you to pick 3 songs for Spotify. So what is your first song, and why have you chosen it?
My first song is Faith Hill, This Kiss. It's one of my all-time favourite country music songs. Partly because it's Faith Hill and I love Tim McGraw, love the partnership they've got. But also it was in a movie called Practical Magic with Nicole Kidman and Sandra Bullock, and I just was obsessed with it from the second I heard it. It makes me feel happy whenever I play it. Even if I'm having a bad day, I just feel happy after listening to that song. It's an absolute classic.
There we go. So do you want to introduce it?
Yeah, so this is Faith Hill, This Kiss.
There we go. That was Faith Hill, This Kiss on Spotify. You're listening to You Country, and you're watching You Country if you're on YouTube, with Sammie Soravia, if I can get the pronunciation right. Talking of pronunciations, you grew up in. Let me see if I can get this right now, because it's been a while. So you grew up in a place in Wales called Cymrich. Is that right?
Crimich.
I got it wrong. I was thinking of Cymru, sorry. I've been practicing that all the time.
That was a good effort.
Yeah, I used to live in a place called Ruderian in Newport, near Caerphilly, in between Caerphilly and Newport. So I had a little bit of a crack at that. So what is the Welsh country music scene like? And how have they reacted to you, and what sort of what reception have they given you?
So my uncle is in a band called the Dobie Band, and they've been going for 50 years.
Oh, wow.
And that's sort of a country style music band. So my uncle gives me advice all the time. And as they do. And my dad was actually a professional drummer as well. So I'd FaceTime him in Tokyo where he lived, and I'd play some of my songs, and he'd say, "Hey, that guitar string's out of tune." And so I'd have to tune it up. Had one of those ears for music. And a lot of my friends are singers in Wales. So I don't know if you've heard of Laurie Evans. She's a country sort of folk style singer. And she comes from the same village as me, and our mums are really close friends.
Oh, really?
So
Oh, wow.
there's a huge country music scene over there. In fact, there's a huge festival happening called the Big Retreat, I think it's called, in my local neighbourhood.
Okay.
And it's somewhere I'm hoping I'll play one day.
I know
It's
there's
quite a big scene.
I know there's a lot popping up in Newport and Cardiff and around that area as well, sort of country music festivals. Because I was talking to Katie Hurt a while ago, she was playing at one of them as well, and I've yet to play as well. I need to get back to Newport and Cardiff at some point, just for the fact of going back and having a look again. So I kind of stalked you a little bit. I've been stalking you all week, obviously, in a good way.
Stalk away.
Yeah. So you released a cover of "It's Gonna Be a Long Night" by the Kids from Fame, which was 1980. Is that right?
It was 1982, yeah.
Oh, okay. I misread that. That's fine. So what made you choose that song? And tell me about reaching out to the songwriter as well.
Yeah, so I lost my grandma when I was about 9 years old, and that song had just come out. And it was kind of a time where Fame the musical was also really big, and that song ended up in that the show,
Okay.
the TV show. And the words of the song just connected with my heart in a really big way. Even as a 9-year-old, I was just obsessed with it. I would cry and listen to the song, and every time it came on the radio, it would remind me of my grandma. And so I thought, one day I'd like to sing that song. And so it was just a logical thing for me to sing that one. It was one of my first influences, and I loved it. It was so beautiful. And before I actually recorded it, I emailed the writer who also did the sitcom Cheers. He wrote that theme tune.
One of my favourite
So I wrote to him
TV
and
theme
said,
tunes.
yeah, it's brilliant, isn't it?
Yeah.
So I wrote to him as a courtesy and just said, look, I'm going to be releasing a cover of your single. Here's a copy of it. And he wrote back and said that he absolutely loved it. And he said he'd also lost someone close to him, which is why he wrote that song. And the lyrics were the same sort of idea. And so, yeah, it's one of my favourite songs. I love it.
So, I mean, you just mentioned this is nothing written down. It's just you just talking about the songwriter there. Have you? Obviously, you've written songs that are always from the heart. I've been listening to a lot of them anyway. We've discussed them separately about them. So, have you found many people who have listened to your songs have related to them like you did to his song?
Yeah, absolutely. So I played, obviously, I played at the Bedford.
It's just behind me, and
the Bedford, live in the living room in November. And when I came off the stage, my entire table of girlfriends were in tears. They were all crying, like sobbing. And I thought, is that a good sign or is that a bad sign? And my producer Lewis said, that's a good sign.
Yeah.
And then I sang the song again in my local village in Newport. Sorry, not in Newport, in Fishguard. They were doing an open mic night, so I played there. And I played that song, and it was a very small, intimate art gallery sort of venue. And I came off the stage there, and this woman ran after me as I was leaving, and she grabbed me and she said, I just had to stop you and tell you how much that song hit me in the heart. And she said the lyrics connected with me, and I had the biggest smile on my face because I thought, if I can do that for you, same as It's Gonna Be a Long Night did that for me, then that's amazing, because I think music has such a power to heal people or make them feel better or
definitely
help with what you're going through.
Yeah, I totally agree. Obviously, writing songs is cathartic, but it's it just does something different to everybody, doesn't it? So
it's very personal to you, but it can also resonate with other people who are going through exactly the same situation.
And it helps.
And so I think the beautiful thing about music, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. Right, okay. We're starting to get a bit deep there, so I'm not going to get too deep. We're going to go to song 2 for Spotify, but also for YouTube. We got a performance, haven't we?
We have.
Yes.
Absolutely.
So do you want to tell me about song 2 and tell me about the performance? You can introduce them, and then we'll go on for the big quiz.
So the second song I chose was Believing from the show Nashville. And everyone knows that show, Nashville. It came out in 2012, I think. And I think I sobbed through many of the scenes in that show.
Every week there was something to cry about.
Pretty much everyone.
Yeah, I was the same. Yeah.
I'm very soppy. But the song Believing, I just loved it because it has 2 sisters in it, and they're sisters in real life. And they play sisters in the show. I think it's Maisie and Lennon Stella. And I think their voices together are just insanely good. Their harmonies are phenomenal. And then you add Charles Eston to the mix, and that just makes that song one of my favourites from that whole soundtrack. So beautiful. So that's Believing from the Nashville Soundcast.
We're gonna have a performance from yourself, aren't we?
Yes, I have got an acoustic performance of my song "The One Who Deserves Me."
There we go. So we'll see you in a moment with the big quiz. Are you ready for this?
Oh, I don't know. I'm a huge Dirty Dancing fan.
I hope I'll find someone who makes me feel safe and sound in his arms. Won't fool around or let me down. His eyes for me, just me and no one else. I've been hurt so many times before. Never felt I was good enough in love. Sometimes I'm scared, a little insecure. But am I so hard to be loved? Maybe I give too much when all they do is take. But do I really need to change to change who I am and everything I hope to be? When they build me up just to break me. Maybe I care too much while they're just playing games. But am I really all to blame? For all the things they did and how they made me feel. Will I find the one who deserves me? Will I find the one? Will I find the one? Will I find the one who deserves me? 'Cause I know, 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 be.
So Sammie, you are sitting in the quiz booth. You can't see what's going on, but when you see YouTube, you will. So just to remind people that maybe you've never seen the show before, what I do is I ask the guest a load of questions about a chosen subject, and they have 2 minutes in which to answer, kind of like Mastermind in a way. At the moment, top of the leaderboard is Tennessee Twin with 14 points in 2 minutes with The Big Bang Theory. So James Vince was number 2 position for a long time. Then he joined Rhiannon Page at position 3. Now he's at position 4 because we have a new second place with Amelia Quinn, and she had 10 points. And her chosen subject was crystals, but nobody else knows that, only you, because I haven't actually uploaded that yet. So you have to keep that quiet, right? Okay, so what is your chosen subject, Sammie?
My chosen subject is Dirty Dancing, the movie, and as you can see, I used to dirty dance.
I did notice that there, yeah. So did you do the famous move? I'm not going to say the name of it.
Yeah, this is the original guy who played Johnny in the West End.
Oh, really?
And I did the lift with him.
Well, there we go. So no, you've just added more pressure to yourself now, haven't you? Really?
I know.
Right then, are you sitting comfortably?
I am.
So Sammie, what is baby's real name? Is it Helen, Frances, or Marilyn?
Francis.
That is correct. What is the name of the famous resort that the family stayed in? Was it Sheldrake, Kellerman's, or Hilton Head?
Kellerman's.
That is correct. What did Johnny say to Jake, baby's father, when he comes and gets baby for the final show?
Nobody puts baby in a corner.
That is correct. From what school did Johnny learn his dance moves? Was it the International School of Dance, Juilliard, Arthur Murray, or River Dance?
Arthur Murray.
That's correct. What is baby painting while her sister is rehearsing her song?
A palm tree.
There we go, that's correct. What is the dance step that Johnny and baby practice in the lake? Is it the cha-cha, the lift, or the merengue?
The merengue. The mambo, sorry.
That's incorrect. What was the name of the book Robbie wanted to loan baby? Was it The Fountainhead, Of Mice and Men, or The Catcher in the Rye?
The Fountainhead.
That's correct. What did Neil offer baby to eat after she saw her sister on the golf course with Robbie? Was it a gherkin?
Sweet gherkin.
Sweet gherkin. The family surname is Housen, Housemen, or Houseman?
Houseman.
That is correct. What colour is baby's dress when doing the dance at Sheldrake? Is it coral, black, or lilac?
Red.
Red, I'll take it as coral, yeah, that's fine. Dirty Dancing was set in which year? 1960, 1987, or 1963?
63.
That's correct. In The Last Dance, they do the lift on stage, true or false?
False.
That is correct. What is Lisa and baby's mother's name? Is it Madge, Mickey, Mary, or Marge?
Marge.
That is correct. Why is Jennifer Grey hesitant to accept the role of baby? Is it because she couldn't dance, she didn't fit the part, or she disliked Patrick Swayze?
It's like Patrick Swayze.
That's correct. In Dirty Dancing, who performed the song Hungry Eyes? Was it George Michael, Eric Carmen, or Patrick Swayze?
Eric Carmen.
That's correct. When Billy introduces baby to Johnny... the time is up, so you can answer that question. When Billy introduces baby to Johnny, she famously tells him, I carried a watermelon. How many watermelons did Billy carry? Was it none, 1, or 2?
2.
2. Okay, so the time is up there, Sammie. So, top of the leaderboard, as I said, was Tennessee Twin with 14. So with the Dirty Dancing questions, Sammie, you have scored 15 points. Congratulations, you are now the winner.
That's not right too, I couldn't hear it.
You couldn't hear it. Oh, I beg your pardon, right? So basically the question was, what is the dance step that they practice at the lake? Was it the cha-cha, the lift, or the merengue?
The merengue.
Well, okay, so I'm going to accept all answers as deemed as correct here. It says the lift here. They practice the lift in the water.
At the lake?
At the lake,
Yes, of course it is. Oh my gosh, how could I not know this?
because it is the pressure. But Sammie, you did it. 15 points. You are now top of the leaderboard. So congratulations. And yeah, there we go. One more winner on top. Sorry, Tennessee Twin, but you held that title for a long time, and I think you'll be happy that Sammie won that. So, Sammie.
Hi, Tennessee Twin.
It's time now for song 3. So what is your final Spotify song choice for this show?
So my final song, I've picked my favourite one, which is the one that I wrote and just recently released last week, The One Who Deserves Me. And I hope you like it because it's got Lewis in it and he's amazing.
They're both amazing. And this is Sammie Soravia with The One Who Deserves Me, featuring Lewis from Two Ways Home. And we'll be right back. Well, if you're on Spotify, if you're on YouTube. We are back now talking to Sammie Soravia. Sammie. I couldn't get the words out then. Again, congratulations. 15 points. You just snuck in there. And yeah, that was astounding, actually. So well done to you.
That's made me so happy. Yay.
Good stuff. So what is next for you, Sammie? What are you up to next? What are the big stuff coming up in 2024?
So I have got another 8 songs up my sleeve that are already recorded, produced, ready to go, mastered. Been sitting on them for a year, and I'm going to be releasing pretty much all of them this year, maybe 7 out of the 8 this year. And I want to do lots of gigs. Lots of open mics. I want to write more songs, and I want to do some collabs. I want to co-write with other people because I've done a lot of writing on my own, and now I want to write with other people and see what amazing songs we can come up with. And my favourite thing is duets and harmonies, and so I pretty much want to sing with somebody, I think, on a few tracks.
Yeah, I'm exactly the same. I want to do a duet EP, or a duet album. So if you're up for it, we can work on something. That'd be awesome.
I'm totally up for that anytime.
Okay, so this is the final question. It's like Jerry Springer now. Jerry Springer's final thought. It's not. This is the final question I ask everyone. What question do you wish I'd asked?
I think my one would be my ultimate venue to perform at.
Okay, so that is the question then. What's your ultimate venue to perform at?
That is my ultimate. My ultimate venue would be, I've got 3 actually. I'd like to play at the Long Road, Black Deer.
Okay.
But in London, I would like to perform at the Union Chapel.
Yes. Yeah.
Because I think it would, because I've got quite a soft voice. If I just had a guitar, my voice, I think I could fill that entire chapel loudly enough. All the echoes and the reverb. I saw Richard Marx play there last year or 2 years ago, and he unplugged his guitar, and I was just gobsmacked and in awe of him.
I had goosebumps when you said it, and I imagined you singing, and then now you've said Richard Marx, who's one of my all-time favourite songwriters.
Oh,
and
me too.
I managed to do a duet with him. Well, only on TikTok, but it was still something. Yeah, he's written my favourite song of all time, which is Now and Forever. It's absolutely my favourite song.
So beautiful. And for me, I think Angelia is just... He sang it unplugged at Union Chapel, and I just love him for it.
He's so underrated. He is honoured, but not enough people know about him.
Well, after Union Chapel, funnily enough, he's having a resurgence because he's doing a tour all over the States at the moment, and he's just sold out Albert Hall from this May, second May in a row, and I can't get a ticket.
Richard,
completely sold out. He's so underrated because he's insanely good.
Right.
I feel like he's my inspiration. If I could write a song like he does and sing a song like he does, I would, job done.
He is, absolutely amazing, and he seems like a really nice guy as well. But
he's lovely.
But Union Chapel is a great choice. Sammie, it's been absolutely fantastic to have you on the show.
It's been amazing. Thank you so much for having me.
No, you're more than welcome. We'll get you back in again because you're gonna have to defend your title at some point. There's going to be a Champions League, so at the moment you are the champion of What Do They Know? So congratulations. So there we go. So Sammie Soravia, I said it right that time. Thank you very much for coming on the show, and we'll see you soon.
Thanks so
Bye-bye.
much. Bye.